Hey, so this is my guide on how to win events in Need for Speed. There are some basic things that I think you will already know, and there's one advanced trick that you can use, and using that trick you will never really lose in this game. So currently playing this Jaguar event, and you can see I have plenty of PR for the current stage, and so on. So I'm gonna just play this race to show you, like generally what you want to do while playing these races, that you wanna start at day one. When you start at day one, you want to save one race, because generally when you are playing hypercar races or like supercar races, you won't have replayable races. Like you see two races here that are replayable, and you can play these races 3 times each and you can get parts. But in hypercar races or difficult events you won't have this, so you need to like save one race which is really long, a race that has like a lot of air time, drifting, and like nitro zones. You can like hit the nitro zones and drift at the same time, or maybe draft cars and drift. You can do that to get a lot of credits, and you need to get a lot of credits if you want to buy good parts from the pro store or the market. And yeah, so generally when you're buying stuff from the market, I recommend you save a lot of extra credits at the first, because sometimes in the market there will be upgrade kits that will be available for like cash, and you will need to get these upgrade kits in game. You will get few upgrade kits, but not all are guaranteed, so it's just to be safe you can buy them. They cost a lot, they will cost you 12,500, but at least buy the engine and turbo upgrade kit, and if possible get the gearbox too, because at least upgrading some of these parts to even purple, if possible, they will make sure that you have plenty of PR to finish that event. Generally you might not get all the upgrade kits from just the event itself, so generally you want to buy some upgrade kits. Also, if you get engine parts, like let's say an intake is not always that easy to find, and especially it's not easy to find for cash. So if you get it, buy it, keep it in advance, because in future you will need it. Generally engine parts and turbo parts will give you the most PR possible. Then you really don't need to focus on upgrading your nitro, the tanks and ECU. They don't really give you that much PR early on, and even in late game they won't give you much PR. You will get quite less, and that's pretty much it. Generally just focusing on the right parts, getting the most tickets and farms. Every day you can get like 24 tickets, because it refreshes every hour. So if you play like after 5 hours, if you play for 30 minutes, like let's say you're playing like 1.5 hour each day, you are using 15 tickets, you will definitely win that way if the equation is right, because generally you should have enough time. Like 1.5 hour is not really much time, you just need to find the right timing to play this game. Like after every 5 hours, if you come back and finish 5 races, you will be just fine to go. And so far, just don't spend your money too much on upgrading nitro and ECU that much, and save up the money to get the upgrade kits for engine and turbo, most likely, because they will be more important. If you have the top speed stats, you are more likely to win. Now there are more other ways to go through this game. Even if you like do the replayable races and farm a lot and have that advantage, there are still possibilities that you will lose some races. Generally hypercar races are pretty hard, as if you like get wrecked or crash your car, you're more likely to do a lot of damage to your car, and your car will get crashed pretty easily. So in that way, those races are pretty hard, especially races in high traffic, and when you have like a lot of speed on a hypercar, those races are hard to win. So when you are doing like really good hypercar events, it's always important that you really like be careful and try to play well. Maybe if you have good FPS in that game, you will do fine. But there's one more trick. Generally you want to open your player profile, and you will see that there's a last sync option where you can manually upload your save file to the cloud. Like, that's the part where you have to focus. Generally the game does not save your victories. Like, if I win a race, it will not normally upload it automatically, but if you lose, the game will upload the data instantly, just so you lose your tickets and your chances. The game makes sure it just registers your losses and saves them. So that's pretty much it. So if you are going to lose a race, before you hit the finish line, just open recent apps and close the no limits app, because that way we will just force stop the game. Then go to details and open your storage to clear app data. If you clear the app data, the local save file of the game will be gone, and you will need to download like few megabytes to get the online cloud save you have saved. So before you play any race that is risky or that you are not sure that you will win or not, I recommend you take a backup manually and upload the data to the cloud. After you have done that, play the race, and if you lose or if you think that you could have done better, in that case you just want to like force close the game before it uploads your data, and clear the data and just grant it permission again and let it download the data. So it will download the last saved cloud data, and this works for everything. So it works for like your fuel races, your car series races, your campaign races. If you are opening like cheaper crates, or if you are spending a lot of cash on upgrading a car that you didn't wanted to, stuff like that. Maybe you just salvaged items that you didn't wanted to. So unless the game is uploading the data to the cloud, you can just always just instantly force close the app and get rid of it. Generally with gold it won't work, because the game backs up all the data pretty quickly, like when you open golden crates and when you spend gold. But that's pretty much it. Now if I open the game again after clearing data, you will see that I will still have my ticket. I will still have that one chance left, but I didn't lose, right? I did win. So even though I did win, if I would lose, I could do that, and I have done that many times before. I have done that on the Lamborghini Centenario event and all the other event that I have played, and I have won those cars, like the Porsche event, Ford GT event. I have missed some event in the main times, but all these events I didn't really had enough time to play the game. Like, even if I get chance to use 15 tickets every day, maybe if I just miss my chance playing this game once, I will lose 5 tickets. So in that case, if you just be efficient with your tickets, you never lose and always use them properly, you will be quite ahead, because it really gets pretty tight. And most of the time I need to buy tickets with gold, and they cost 90 golds for 5 each, which is pretty expensive if you think about it, that how much hard you have to work. You have to play car series, and daily you don't get much gold, like 10 gold every day. So it takes 9 days to get your 90 gold back from those for those tickets. So generally, like, lower tier cars aren't really that much worth it, like this one or the Nissan Silvia, and their races are pretty easy. But if you keep losing for some reason, then you definitely wanna use this trick. And as you can see, this trick doesn't really stop the timer from going on. So let's say if you bought something from the pro store that you didn't really wanted to buy, that might not really work, because if it's like there's just 5 minutes left or something like that, the 5 minutes will go on, and the moment you open the game, everything will restart and the timer will change. So the time keeps going on. That's fine. So if you are losing again and again and again, it's still okay. You'll not really harm the timer. So let's say if you are supposed to get a ticket after 5 minutes, you will still get it, and the 5 minutes will still keep going on, but you won't lose. And that's a pretty great way. That's pretty much being invulnerable to defeat. And I can just play this race again with the same ticket. I already lost, like I'm not getting all the credits that I got in the last race, but I have to earn that again. But that's pretty much it. So try that out, and good luck winning a hypercar, because generally getting a good car early on from this event helps me to finish this game. Like really helped me a lot to finish this game pretty faster. But the problem is that once you reach the end game, you need to upgrade your hypercar to defeat the final boss Marcus, because his car is pretty much well upgraded. So you need to hit like 950 like PR, and that's pretty difficult to do. So generally I won't really recommend to go for these cars that badly, but if you are a beginner player, it's a very good deal. Instead of upgrading your like basic cars like sports cars and stuff, just win an event and get a hypercar. And if you play that event in the future again, then you can get some more blueprints for the same car. Then you can upgrade the car, and after that you can install like legendary tier parts and even black edition parts later on, and get that car at a level so you can like maybe reach higher tier in black rich rivals and keep on going. So that's pretty much all I had to say for this tutorial, and I'll just let the game go on. If you enjoy it and if you think this actually helped you, then make sure you leave a like and try it out. Go win some hypercars and have fun, because don't really get to focus on this game. It's game is just designed to waste your time pretty much and your money. So yeah, just enjoy it for a while and enjoy the gameplay.